Hi, it's Chuck. You're probably wondering, where the heck is this guy? Well, it's been quite a while. I think the last time I posted anything was like middle of June actually. So it's been a month and a half, and I guess it's time to catch up a bit and see if I can get this thing going again, and and maybe cover some of the things I started in previous videos, and catch you all up on where we are. So first off, where I've been in July, I spent 2 weeks as a camp counselor, or camp lead, I guess I should say, for a camp called Kids Who Rock. And the first week was first week of July for the boys. It's all pretty much mostly boys, 98% boys, learning how to play an instrument, and then being in a band and writing a song, and then actually playing that song in front of their friends and family. So I spent a week doing that. One good thing on that is we got my 10-year-old grandson, to attend this year, and so he went into drum class, and I'll put a video here of that as well. He actually is doing pretty good. I mean, he's had a drum set when he was younger, and then he kind of plays around every once in a while, but he picked it up really quickly and was the drummer for the band. So I taught bass. I was a bass instructor for this week for the boys, and I sat in and showed them what most of these kids had never picked up an instrument like the bass. And so I taught them how to hold it, all the strings, etc., fretting, and we actually learned a couple of songs. I taught them some very simple songs like Tom Petty's Breakdown, if you ever heard that song. Then we sped it up a little bit with Chicago's 25 or 64, and then tried to get them. We kind of ran out of time, but we tried to get them to learn Van Halen's "You Really Got Me," which kind of skips strings and stuff. So I have a curriculum. I created a curriculum for the course for the school, and pretty much stuck to it. And then we did mainly the first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the mornings, we taught them instruments, and then the afternoons were spent forming their band. So I was also a band leader for these kids. For the 10 and 11-year-olds, I guess they were, 9, 10, 11-year-olds was my age group. And the camp, the Kids Who Rock camp, you can go to kidswhorock.net, runs this camp every summer in July. And it's for kids 8 to 18 years old, pretty much. And like I said, there's 1 week for boys, and then there's 1 week for girls. I wanted to break in here during this and just mention that each week we usually have what we call rock stars, and we have Rockstar Q&A. Well, we'll have a local musician or rock star come in and visit the kids for about an hour, and they can ask questions, and they talk about themselves and what they've been doing and how they got into music, etc. And the kids can ask questions as well. And during the boys week, I had the pleasure on Monday of interviewing the legendary Chuck Rainey, bassist Chuck Rainey. You probably don't know who Chuck Rainey is, but you have probably heard a lot of his songs. He's a bassist, and he's been around forever, and he has played on thousands of songs. He was a studio musician, as well as being in bands like King Curtis and his all-star band up in New York. He actually played in that band with a guitarist named Jimmy James. If you don't know who Jimmy James is, he later changed his name to Jimi Hendrix. He's played with so many bands and so many people. Quincy Jones, I mean, he's a studio musician working with Quincy Jones, One of the bands he was in actually opened for the Beatles during their 1965 tour. So that's kind of interesting. You get a lot of stories from Chuck. Very nice person, very wonderful person. I actually have one of his albums, and he actually signed it. I think the big thing that people don't know is that he played bass on five of Steely Dan's albums. If you're familiar with the band Steely Dan, you know who I'm talking about. He's also written magazine articles for Bass Player Magazine. But I am guessing some of you older folks will know that some of the theme songs I'm going to mention here, he played on Sanford and Son. He was the session bassist on that. Quincy Jones was the producer on that, and Chuck Rainey was the session bassist. He played on that one, Sanford and Son's theme show. Beretta, if you're familiar with the TV show Beretta, which most of us old guys do. MASH, he played on the MASH theme song, if you remember that one. And then he's played on some movie soundtracks. Probably one that a lot of people have heard is the White Men Can't Jump soundtrack. He was the bass player on that soundtrack. So he has led an illustrious career, been sponsored by bass string manufacturers. He's been to NAMM, which is the National Association for Music, people that make instruments and strings and stuff like that. They meet every year. Well, anyway, Chuck Rainey's been there. So Chuck Rainey is now 85 years old. He turned 85 in June. He lives here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So this has been his fourth summer he's come to visit the kids. And like I said, I got the privilege of actually interviewing him and looking him up and getting all these facts together. He also put out a recent book in June, an autobiography. And I will put a picture of that here. It's a long read because it's a really thick book, but it goes through all the different things and all the different people he's worked with. It's just amazing. He's been all over the world, Japan, you name it, he's been there, and played with so many different musicians. Ricky Lee Jones, he was on the Monkees album, he's been on the Robert Palmer album, he was on a Joe Walsh's Barnstorm album, if you're familiar with that, and Jackson Browne's The Pretender album. These are albums that he's actually played on, among thousands of others. So check him out. Check out his book. I got it off of Amazon, and like I said, it's a really long. It's a thick book, but it's a long life, and he starts from when he was born to where he is right now, and living here in Dallas-Fort Worth. So I just want to break in and talk about that, and show my picture of me hanging with him again for the second year in a row. So for the Boys Week, I did that, like I said, and I was a band leader with another lady, and we worked with them to write their song. Again, it's a pretty simple song, and then they play it for their family and friends. So I'll include some videos of that. And then the second week was what they call Chicks Who Rock. First week was Dudes Who Rock. And then for the girls, it's Chicks Who Rock week. And Kids Who Rock has been around for 10 years now. This was the 10th year. This was my second year to be part of this. Since I've retired, I'm able to go spend time all day with the kids and the group. And so on the week of the girls, again, I was a bass instructor. Instructing the girls how to play the bass, how to hold the bass, how to fret, the whole 9 yards. I think that we had only one, maybe two out of the 6 or 7 girls who had ever picked up an instrument, much less a bass. We taught them some songs. Again, the same curriculum as the boys. Taught them Tom Petty, etc. And then they formed their band. And again, I was a band leader, I guess you could say, with the same lady I did with the boys, and we worked with the girls to come up with their song, come up with their melody, The girls wrote the lyrics for the song, and I will include all of those videos here as well. A little faster.
There you go. There you go.
So that's what I did mostly in July. Now I'm going to do another video with regards to what's going on with the hip replacement, and that'll be a whole separate video because I know this one's probably going to end up being longer than I want it to be. So that's where I've been in the month of July, and here we are in August already, and things are going to be happening in August as well. Thanks for watching, and appreciate you hanging with me here. Try to get this rolling again. I've been busy in July with doing things both with the school and the music with the school as well, doing stuff with that music that they're created. So appreciate it. This is Retirement Ain't Easy, and I'll catch you on the next one, which will be a hip replacement video. Peace.